Hi moms and dads and boys and girls, my name is Brian Kusko and today we're going to do a video about turtles. Hi again, so my name is Brian Kusko, I'm here with Roaming Reptiles, and before we get started I just wanted to let you know that this video is made in partnership with the County of San Luis Obispo Public Library and for the foundation of the San Luis Obispo Public Library. Now, this little animal I've got here is Stevie, and Stevie is a box turtle, and she is doing her box turtle thing right now. Actually, she's starting to poke out her nose just a little bit. Take a look here. You see her starting to come out of there? So the reason they call Stevie a box turtle is because she can close herself up in her shell all the way, pull in her legs, pull in her head, her tail, and close this thing up, her shell, just like a tight little box. And believe it or not, not all turtles can do that, but Stevie can, which is where she gets her name box turtle. And she's actually native here to the US, and she's really cool. So turtles are probably some of the cutest reptiles on the planet for whatever reason. Now, if you haven't already, I want to recommend that you go back and watch all of the videos we've put out for the library starting from the beginning, because there's lots of good information in there that you might want to learn before you get to this video right here. Like the fact that Stevie is cold-blooded. That's some information we go over about what cold-blooded is in some of the previous videos. So I highly recommend that you go back and watch some of those videos first before you get to this one. But Stevie's starting to come out of her shell for us because she's a good girl. She wants to say hello. So Stevie is kind of a carnivore or insectivore, which means that she eats meat and different insects. I feed her crickets and mealworms, and she even eats dog food, but she's definitely more of a carnivore. And she doesn't spend as much time in the water as some turtles do, but she spends a lot more time in the water than the next animal we're going to bring out, which is a tortoise. Now, all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. But Stevie here is a turtle and not a tortoise. And one of the main differences between turtles and tortoises is that turtles tend to spend a lot more time in the water and are often good at swimming. That's why all the turtles that you see in the sea are turtles. There are no sea tortoises, only turtles, because turtles like the water. I often like to think of turtles and tortoises kind of like I think of frogs and toads, where frogs spend more of their time on the water, toads spend more of their time on land, turtles spend more of their time in the water, and tortoises spend most of their time on land. And we'll bring out our buddy tortoise back there in just a second. And one of the things you might notice about Stevie's claws is that they are quite long, and she does have a little bit of webbing in between her toes. It's not a lot of webbing because, again, box turtles don't spend a whole lot of time in water, although they do. So when she does go in there, she can use that little bit of webbing between, and instead of pushing off my finger like she's doing right now, she can swim. And she might just do a little swimming demonstration for you right here. Stevie, you gonna swim for us right here in the air? There she goes. She's swimming. She's swimming. Stevie's swimming. She can swim. She's a turtle. That's what they do. They swim. Turtles are some of the most loved reptiles on the planet. They're in the same family as snakes and lizards, but for whatever reason, people really think turtles are the cutest, and people have a real affinity for turtles. I don't know if it's because of the cartoons they're presented in or exactly what, but turtles definitely get the cute factor when it comes to reptiles, just kind of hands down. Huh, Stevie? Everybody thinks you're cute and thinks all the snakes are a little bit more scary, but for whatever reason, it's the turtles that get the cute card. And I guess I could agree. They're pretty cute. Are you cute, Stevie? Would you consider yourself cute? Now, Stevie doesn't talk much, but I am glad that she's coming out to say hello to you guys, because sometimes she just likes to hide out in her shell. And her claws are really sharp, and she's scratching me. Stevie, are you done? You don't want to be part of the video anymore? We can go get your buddy. He's waiting to come out. He sounds like he can't wait to come out here. But before we let Stevie go, I just wanted to point out one of the most obvious features about a turtle, which is its shell. That's basically what separates it from all other reptiles, is that only turtles have shells. And their shell consists of two main parts, which are the carapace on top here, and then the plastron is this belly section that protects the bottom. And this shell, I know you guys can't feel it from over there across the screen, but this shell is very hard, and it really helps to protect her from anything that might want take a little bite out of her for lunch, because there are those animals. Now this is our buddy Hal, and Hal is a Russian tortoise. Remember what I mentioned before, that all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. This guy, again, to the point of him not being very good at water, if I put him into some water, chances are he would just sink to the bottom and then have to crawl out and not really be able to swim all that well, even though he's trying to swim in the air here like a crazy person. Hal is a racing tortoise, as you can see. Look at him go. He's almost gone already. Now, even though he's called a Russian tortoise, they're not actually from Russia, but they are from an area that is fairly close to Russia, which is probably still where they got the name Russian tortoise. And one big place where Hal differs from Stevie so much is he eats almost exclusively vegetables. So we give him lettuce, he eats grass, he gets a little mix of vegetable, fruit, action. Not so much fruit, actually, but a fruit would be more of a kind of a real special treat that you wouldn't want to give to him too often. But most tortoises, actually, believe all tortoises are vegetarian, where more turtles are carnivorous or insectivores. Look at this guy go. So if I was with you guys in person, I would allow you to hold Hal, and hopefully we're able to get back to doing these shows in person rather than just over the video, because it's really cool for you guys to be able to hold these guys and really check them out and see what they're like. And how I always recommend, if you ever get the chance to pick up a tortoise like this or a turtle, you see how I'm kind of holding them underneath this shell right here in between, because his little claws there can get a little bit scratchy. They're really good for digging. You can see he's got these long toes and claws that are actually kind of hurting my hand. But I always recommend that you kind of hold them like an upside down hamburger. You can imagine if I was about to eat a hamburger, I was like, please don't do that. So you imagine you're holding a hamburger, but just hold it upside down like this. But like, you're not going to take a bite out of it. Because Hal, I promise, I'm not going to take a bite out of you, buddy. Just look at that face. I can really see why people think that turtles and tortoises are the most cute of the reptiles. It's really starting to make a lot of sense the more I look at this guy. So, just like a turtle, he is a turtle, of course. I was testing you guys. He is a turtle. Even though he's a tortoise, he's also a turtle. It's kind of like a Dalmatian is a dog, but not all dogs are Dalmatians. Same type of thing. He's got legs, a head. He's even got a little tail back there. Ooh, you're pushing on me, Hal. Oh, those claws are sharp. Well, they're not sharp, but they're strong. Have you guys ever seen the movie Neverending Story? If you've not seen the Neverending Story, I highly recommend you guys ask your parents, Mom, Dad, can I please watch the Neverending Story? And then you'll see a character in there named Morla. And Morla is the ancient wise one. And I think if you go watch that movie and you look for Morla, you'll recognize this face right here. The nothing. The nothing. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I would ask that if you learned something today, you sit down with your mom or dad or a friend and talk about something that you did learn today about turtles and tortoises, because sometimes it really helps you to, well, not just sometimes, but usually, almost always, if you talk about something after you've learned it, it helps to reinforce it in your brain so that you can keep that information and retain it and know it down the road so you can teach other people. Now, thank you guys for joining us today. You guys have a great day.